Okay, so slightly unusual video today. So this game has come out recently, and it's kind of dominated the world by storm. And, well, while I play the tutorial, you notice the title, thought to yourself, hold up, this thing has lore. Yes. It has lore and a narrative. There is plot to be had in this by these little tech deck gremlins. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through each week and kind of talk about my understanding of what's going on. Doing everything on normal mode because I'm not baller enough to do things on hard mode. But basically, the problem is that with the exception of week 6, most of the game's lore is kind of hidden outside of the game. Not in an ARG sense, but more like you have to pay attention to what the dev says to piece out what's going on. Which is fine, that's whatever. For example, the backstory for week 1 is revealed through the trailer for the game on Newgrounds, YouTube channel, which I didn't even know they had a YouTube channel, but I can't say I'm too surprised. But basically it's explaining how blue hair over there is... Let me get my mouse out of the way. How blue hair, known as boyfriend, or you in that trailer, is trying to get with the redhead in the back who's only known as girlfriend. And her dad is this ex-rock star who's like, alright, but you have to beat me in a rap battle, my dude. And the kid's like, sure, I played Parappa growing up, why the hell not? And then he's like, well, joke's on you, this is actually DDR. And it's like, oh, Also, he's kind of he's kind of drawn to look like a demon with his, for some reason, his pubes sticking out from his fucking belt. I'm not sure what's up with that. And yet she looks kind of normal. Like, she's definitely human. That gets more confusing later on. I also am kind of bad at these games, so I'm good enough to, like, clear the levels for the most part, with the exception of, like, week 2, which I stumble on a little bit. But week 2, I think, is, like, the hardest week in the game. Either week 2 or week 6. Although it makes sense that week 6 would be hard, because it's the newest one. Yeah, this is recording when week 6 is still somewhat fresh. For anyone watching back on this after the game's been updated. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So we're not really sure why she's... Well, okay. The part of the explanation for why this might be is it could be from... is we could be seeing... Daddy Dearest is the only thing we know, is the only name we're given from him. Only, like, 2, technically 3 characters in the game are actually given names. And I'll talk about those when I get to them. Remember when I said sometimes my fingers just don't work? It's fine. So it could be that Daddy Dearest only looks like a demon because that's how our protagonist views him, just like this obstacle. I got a friend of mine who's gonna be really annoyed at me watching this while I'm talking over this song, since it's his favorite song in the game. I mean, in theory, I probably shouldn't be talking over the music anyways. because then I can focus better, just go through the music and then talk about stuff after each song. But I don't feel like actively trying to game the YouTube algorithm by artificially increasing video length, so yeah, find me a big name YouTuber who doesn't do that, to some extent. But, and I'll show you someone who gets sponsors. It could, like, since this is clearly an antagonistic figure, it could be that boyfriend just sees him as a demon because, well, yeah, it's pretty common in media for, like, the girlfriend's dad to be made out to be this big bad figure. Just kind of how it is. I'll talk more about him later. On to week 2 with Spookies in the South.
3, 2, 1.
So these two are Skid and Pump, I think is their name. They're 2 of like 3 guest characters in the game. I'll talk about the other one when he pops up. From, I believe it's Sir Palo's Spooky Month series. I know nothing about Sir Palo except for like these 2 gremlins. And I know I already described a couple other characters as gremlins, but anyone who's knowledgeable about Sir Palo, feel free to correct me and say they aren't just little gremlins. But basically their whole thing is they get like really excited whenever Spooky Month comes up, to the point where sometimes they get a little bit ahead of themselves and don't fully get like their months mixed up and think it's Spooky Month when it's not. The interesting part about them is that the weeks aren't actually in chronological order. This happens very late in the timeline. And this is actually up in the basement of the house girlfriend lives in, if I remember right. I theorize that... Oh, this is a hard song. Oh, God. I theorize that this is probably or that week 6 is or that this probably comes right before week 6. But there's a lot of theories going around as to why these 2 are here. One of them ties in with with the intended 3rd song of this week that was never finished, which I'll talk about later on. Also, if you notice, whenever lightning flashes in the background, girlfriend and sometimes boyfriend will get spooked by it. But the point being that, like, when this takes place, it is definitely not October anymore, because this comes either right after or either right before or right after the Christmas event, which I'll talk about when I get to that. There we go. It's all about finding the rhythm in these games. And I'm like, I know that might sound obvious because no shit, it's a rhythm game. But, oh yeah, he has blue balls in the game over sequence, it's fine. That's the other reason why I think Dad is kind of designed to look like a demon. Dude is looking at him through horny vision. It's interesting, because, like, that's the game over screen, more or less, for every week, but, like, by the time this week happens, like, the parents don't really have an issue with him anymore, or at least they've come to accept him. I'll talk about that later. Oof. I might get another game over on this week. Got a little bit ahead of myself. also, if you, pay attention to, like, the animations that Skid and Pump use... I don't know what my fingers were doing there. I was just kind of vibing at that point. But, if you pay attention to the animation of how they move, like, in each direction with their notes, and the, like, little opening animation they have, they do actually replicate the spooky dance, which is kind of nice. The, like, 3 spooky month videos that these guys are in are also, like, the only, videos from Sir Palo I saw, which was legit, like, last night. Because I knew I wanted to make this video, and I want to pretend I know what I'm talking about. This video kind of comes from me, like, spending a week going, this is a fun game, and it's open source. I'm gonna look at mods and see if what, Ninja Muffin said he had planned. And it turns out, no, there is a lot of lore! Most of it coming from Twitter, but who cares? Okay, hold up. Calm down. Calm down. Getting a little too excited. Yeesh. Maybe I should shut up and focus. Ah! We're fine. We're fine. I can just keep going until I win.
3, 2, 1, go.
I'm just gonna briefly touch on it now, even though I plan to do it later, but I'm dying pretty hard on this level, which is fine, because this level always kills me a couple times. Good thing I actually really like the backbeat for this, otherwise I would be so annoyed. But, like, there was so every week is designed with 3 songs. And the 3rd song for this wasn't finished by the time it needed to be released. And other than this build that I'm, playing on, you could actually access the debug mode to see the unused song, and it is partially complete. It is playable in a literal sense. What the hell was I doing there? But it is very blatantly unfinished, and you really don't get and there are, like, parts of the song where both boyfriend and the villain are singing, but there aren't any notes. And trying to access it in the current build I'm on, crashes the game, which means it was probably fully removed, but you can still find it on YouTube, and you can find the song on Bandicamp, although it wasn't made by Kawaii Sprite, and I forget the name of the guy who made it off the top of my head. I'm sure it's not hard to find, though. I know it's lame, but I am going to do the, oh, you can, ah! I'm getting I don't know what, sometimes, like, I'll get into a rhythm, and by trying to correct it, I'll just press even more buttons and die faster. This is why I really suck at rhythm games. Okay. Because there isn't a song after this one, if I die one more time, I'll just move on. It's bad. But, eh. I'd rather, like, actually say things while playing the game than to completely shut up and, like, hard focus on what's going on. I don't know what my fingers were doing that time. It's weird because, like, I'll see what's going on, but, like, the hand-eye coordination just isn't there. Okay. Ah! Okay. How do I... Okay, I need... That's dumb. Oh yeah, normally I would be playing this offline, but, like, my offline version, like, doesn't... But I didn't download it correctly, so I didn't care enough.
Three, two, one, go.
So... then there's Pico. He's the other guest character in the game, and his story is actually kind of fascinating. Because, it's a lot of, because, like, his story actually kind of developed on its own over Twitter, where... So, it was initially confirmed that what's going on here, shortly after the events of, 1, Pico was sent in to assassinate boyfriend, but the two kind of recognized each other, so Pico was like, nah mate, beat me in a rap battle and I'll just let you go. This shit ain't worth it. So then Tom Folk, the creator of, Pico, like, made a joke on Twitter about, oh, clearly they're, like, exes and that's why. And Ninja Muffin was like, no, they're fucking not. Shut up. And then, like, a little bit later, he's like, you know what? No, fuck it. That's canon. Let's fucking go. And also, like, the reason okay, so half the reason why Pico still has his, gun on him,
3, 2, 1, go.
is because it's Pico. Even if he has a very, like, iconic character design, he just doesn't look right unless he's pack and eat. And, what is it? Oh yeah. But, like, also, it's confirmed that within the context of this universe, Pico, like, straight up has schizophrenia. So, because of that, I don't remember the exact details, but because of that, he always carries a gun around him because, he kind of detects danger when there isn't any. So the fact that, like, he's able to calmly, and I think that's actually kind of an interesting way to play off the result of Pico's history while giving him, like, both a good in-universe excuse to still be how people remember him, but also, like, show how he's grown as a character across, what, 30 years now? Because the first Pico videos and game was released in, like, the mid to late 90s, right? Oh god, it's mid to late 90s. Oh, I'm old. Yeah, it's 2021 and Pico's School was released in, like, was released in, like, 98 or 99. Anyone who grew up with that, may you be cursed with the same old I feel, you fucking elderly wretches. Also, what's kind of neat about this is not only does, like, her hair move with the train, which is cool, there's some unused assets of, like, her still bobbing her head with like, the hair flow from the train. But I actually think it looks... But I actually am kind of glad that they didn't go with that, because it looks better with her hair, or with her whole head just kind of going off to the side while the train's going by like that. But also, the name of, I believe, this song is Philly Nice. And, it's confirmed that it's called that because this, if not this game, then this, particular week takes place in Philadelphia. I like to think the entire game is just like this one dude touring Philadelphia and just getting into these rap battle shenanigans. But like, and also Pico can kind of be wherever and it doesn't contradict his lore, since the entire point of Pico's universe is to make it feel like he could be just any American kid that got caught in a bad situation. Obviously a lot of like the stuff from his game would not fly nowadays. And I don't think really represents and I don't think his early years really represent modern times, modern America that well. But it's a thing. It's a nice inclusion. Okay, so this is girlfriend's mom, who's not only also coded as a demon, but look at the little devil dudes in the background, just fucking grooving. I love them. The best part about it is that, like, the file name for them is, like, actually called dumb. So they're just these idiots that are in the background not doing anything to help. Also, one thing I love about this week is that all three of the songs has this little moment where both of them are singing at the same time, and it's like the boyfriend is kind of filling in the harmony, while the mom is doing the melody, and it just sounds so cool. It's like, while the dad's rap battle was very antagonistic and sort of prove your worth, the mom's rap battle, to me, feels a lot more okay, but are you actually gonna be good to her? Also, if anyone hasn't noticed, like, both this song and this song takes place on two limousines right next to each other, with the kid kind of sitting on the roof of the car, while mom is standing on the I'm not a car guy, I don't remember terms. The hood. Sorry, my brain blanked for a second there. So let's assume for the moment, because of some stuff that happens, in the next week, that mom and dad are like, aesthetics are canon. Let's phrase it. Let's assume aesthetics are canon, and that they actually do kind of look like that. With girlfriend looking kind of with girlfriend having like a normal skin tone and eyes, at least eyes more in line with boyfriend's, which I assume his character design is meant to represent what a normal human should look like. While I haven't really looked into any of them myself, there are several theories floating around as to why she looks normal, but her parents don't. And I myself have two ideas as to why that might be. Either one, so remember when I said the dad was an ex-rock star? It could very well be that he sort of had a demon deal type thing going on. And that, like, his characteristics changing are part of that. Although there is some stuff that comes up regarding, Week 6 that might contradict that. It's something that comes out later in life. Or 3, she could just be adopted. I don't think she's adopted, considering she actually does kind of look like her parents. Not in like the skin tone, but in like the actual body features. For example, her and her mom have for example, the hair between her and her mom looks strikingly similar. Wow! That was actually kind of hard! Wow, this one actually is like getting intense. That's way to contradict what I said during to G, so good job. But like, when I see, I'm sort of making up like the theories on why she is off the top of my head. I actually genuinely don't have anything else to say about this week. This is probably like this is probably the simplest week to analyze lore-wise, because it's just, hey, the mom wants her shot at what dad did during week 1. So, chronologically, week 2 is hard confirmed to happen after week 4. So there are 2 possibilities. Either week 2 happens in November, early December, going into week 5. Or it happens very shortly after week 5, in December or January. Because this is so obviously a like Christmas level. Also, bonus points for how many cameo characters that you can point out in the background. I'm also not quite too sure why Santa is being threatened with a gun. I mean, if they are actually like demons, it kind of makes sense that like the dad would be threatening Santa, because like, nah man, I know I'm on your naughty list. I am an unrepentant asshole. This is to make sure that you get my daughter something, because she better fucking be on your nice list. He says, while also eyeing boyfriend, just staring down boyfriend. Also, I have mixed feelings about Zone being there, and just, if you follow her eye line, it's going straight to girlfriend, and that has me mildly worried, because I've seen what happens to Zone's other victims. But no, if you look, I think it's in the top left here, you can see Pico, who's, kind of watching all of this. Wow, what the hell happened there? And I think that's also Darnell, which is another Pico character, standing right behind, Mom and Dad. And up in the upper right corner, you'll see someone who's gonna be important later. He was the antagonist that was supposed to be in that, unused song from week 2. He's kinda cool. I'll talk about him in a little bit. I think Henry Stickman is also in here. To be honest, I don't actually recognize a whole lot of them. Oh, shoot, there was actually one thing I forgot to talk about during the Pico week that I probably should have mentioned during the Mom week, just to fill space. Oh, hey, there's me. And it's that in the Newgrounds trailer, they confirm that at some point in a future build, there's gonna be, like, more playable characters. And technically, you can kinda, if you go into the debug mode, you can kinda play as whoever the hell you want, it doesn't really matter. But, I'm not gonna fiddle with debug mode shenanigans this time. Because if I was gonna do that, I'd load the unused song, but it crashes the game to load in the current version, so... but they confirm that there are 4 extra playable characters along the way. One I didn't recognize, which was someone by the name of Cassette Girl. Oh shit. Okay, let's see if we can build that back. Oh, and the song. But the other 2 are like Pico and Hank from Madness Combat. And also, hey, welcome to the final song of the week, Winter Wonderland. Okay, so this dude is only known as the Monster, and Ninja Muffin swears that this is not a Lemon Demon reference. I kind of call bullshit. But I recognize that he probably has a good reason for saying that. But like, it's... This song bugs me so much. Because, like, partially because I really like it. It's probably my favorite song in the game right now. Because I'm a Lemon Demon fan. And the melody line and the actual voice is so similar to what Neil puts out that I was shocked when I learned that this, like, wasn't a contribution from Neil Cicigera. And honestly, like, I'm a little glad that this was the guy's introduction, not the unused Week 2 song, because the unused Week 2 song is good, and it also has kind of the same vibe, but it feels less polished than this, as far as, like, the actual audio is concerned. And the audio is the only part of the song that was complete in that unused song, because, well, someone donated the song to them. Hopefully I'll remember to add in the description who the fuck it was that actually made this. Someone whip my ass into shape and actually, like, get me to add stuff in the description when I say I will, because I never do. This is why I don't, my YouTube is never going to be big. I don't upload at all, and, so I like to believe that Week 2 happens after Week 5 and before Week 6. Because Week 6, so if you saw the loading screen, Week 6 happens inside a game. And I'll sort of discuss, like, the lore behind why that is, when I get to the relevant song. But this week has cutscenes. And you guys know I like my voice acting. A new fair maiden has come in search of true love. A serenade between gentlemen shall decide where her beautiful heart shall reside. Beep bop boop. Or, fuck, I messed that. Beep bop bop. There we go.
3, 2, 1,
So this song uses a completely unique graphics set, donated by someone else. I believe, when it says feature Howling on the week, I believe Howling is the one who donated all the art for this week. Which is kind of odd that it doesn't go featuring, the guy who made the, 2 songs for Monster, or at least the one that actually made it all the way into the game, during Week 5? But, I don't know. I got the feeling that the first Monster song, and the featuring might be added to, Week 2 retroactively, but if they decide to just leave it unused, I understand. I also heard that someone actually did do a pretty good job finishing up the beat map for it, but I'm not gonna mess with mods just yet. If there's like a mod of this people want to see me play with, yeah, I'll do it, but at least once I get a hang of the modding tools. Because I do have the offline version downloaded, it's just I kind of messed up. It doesn't work the way I thought it would, and I wanted to get this video out while I had the passion for it, you know? Because I don't usually, like, chase really popular games while they're still popular, but not bad for an ugly worm. But this time I'll rip your nuts off after your girlfriend finishes gargling mine. Bop, beep, beesco, skidoop, bep. Boyfriend be talking some mad shit, yo! Also, I got the feeling that this week probably wouldn't be as involved as it is if it wasn't for the fact that they had an outside artist helping them. Which kind of freed up the rest of the team to do what they want, which... The team's actual artist, I think Evil Skater is what he calls himself, is pretty good. And I think Phantom Arcade is the guy that does the name of the guy that does the animations. Like, props to the art team for this game, but I can see, oh no, am I about to lose? No, not, oh, yep. Also, this has a unique, game over screen. Well, for the first two songs. The third one uses the normal game over screen. You have to go through the
3, 2, 1.
dialogue again if you lose. But like, what was I saying? Oh yeah, like the normal art team is pretty good, but like, the reason why people outsource and bring in contractors is to free up work for everyone else. And I'm not sure what all Evil Skater and Phantom Arcade do besides, like, the really obvious stuff that, of course, you're gonna hire an artist and animator on to do. But it definitely, but I feel like freeing them up to do other stuff is probably part of why, or at least bringing in Howling to just kind of do their thing, is part of why this week came out the way it did, because this week does a lot of things that the game doesn't really do, and is very... I feel like I was constantly like a half beat either ahead or behind on that stretch. Oh, that ain't good.
3, 2, 1, go!
Silence, Senpai. I'll have you. Do not make me bring out my, inner thug dare, Senpai. I say as I completely screw up my notes. Yeah, I'm a half beat behind. I feel like I might actually do okay on hard mode since it speeds up the notes. And if Guitar Hero's taught me anything, it's that I do slightly better when the notes are coming in kind of fast since I'm really twitchy. But I'm not gonna like do hard mode blind during a lore play. There we go. But can I still pull out the win? Alright. Alright. Just get through the song. So right now, Senpai is acting outside of his coding. because this isn't a normal video game. This is a fucking creepypasta, you see. Cause that. So direct contact with real humans after being trapped in here for so long. And her, of all people, I'll make her father pay for what he's done to me and all the others. I'll beat you and make you take my place. You don't mind your bodies being borrowed, right? It's only fair.
3, 2, 1,
So, one thing I like is that the two overtly supernatural creatures in this don't use mics. But so to explain what happened there, at some point, the dad trapped at least him inside this like date sim that the girlfriend, I think what's been confirmed is that the girlfriend used to play this date sim a lot, and she kind of stopped playing it for a while, and during that time the dad trapped this spirit in it as punishment for doing who knows what. This isn't exactly the most lore-heavy game. So after the events of week 2 and they got Pump, Skid, and the monster out of their attic, she pulled out her old PS1, whipped this date sim out, and was like, hey, I want to show you this game, we should play it together. And then some creepypasta shit happens, they get pulled into it, and the spirit, and I guess if the spirit wins in a rap battle, he gets your soul, or he gets to take over your body and your soul is trapped in his place. Which, I mean, kind of makes this like the hip-hop version of fucking of like Tenacious D, where it's like, hey, beat me in a rap battle, or where like, beat me in a rap battle, or I take over your body, play me the best song in the world, or I'll eat your soul. Yeah, I think it's fair to compare them. Anyways, I'm gonna spend the rest of the video actually trying to clear, this week. So like, I'll probably go over some final notes as they pop into my head. But like, the main chunk of the video's over. If you just want to go, I get it. When week 7 comes out, I might make a short video covering that. And if it fixes, or if monster gets re-added to debug, which it might be permanently removed, it might just be glitched, nobody really knows. I'll talk about that too, although by then I doubt I'll have anything to say that no one else, that like hasn't already been said. This video is just kind of me gushing about the game while playing it. Yeah. So for anyone who's heading out early, thanks for coming. Tip your waiters. I won't do the normal YouTuber thing because I find that a little annoying, and I don't really give a shit about channel growth. If I did, I would upload probably once a month. Just to have something regular out there, but eh.
3, 2, 1, go.
I remember back when my channel first started and I could like consistently upload every couple of days. Man, I was a little shithead back then. Those videos are kind of cringe. I mean, I know some people that's like unironically their favorite videos on my channel, and I'm like, oh god, why? How? Have thou no taste? If you're watching and you're one of those people, I take back nothing. If those are your favorite videos, you should be expecting me to just be a to just be a like a just jackass dipshit, you know? Okay. Whoa. Ah! I skipped a note. Yeah. Also, it is weird that, like, the demon is hard confirmed to not be Lemon Demon. Or, the monster is hard confirmed to not be a Lemon Demon reference.
3, 2,
Like,
1, go.
I wonder if that's for legal reasons why he can't say it's Lemon Demon, or if Ninja Muffin has something planned in the future. There's also some theories floating around as to why he would show up, during the same week as, like, Skid and Pump. What I've seen floating around is that, like, they're kind of accidentally working for him. Cause he was just like, hey, can you help me bring my friend here? And they're like, oh, friend? Okay, sure. And he's like, oh, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be. There's the rhythm. And then, like, while they're distracting him, he's coming into the house. Whew. Ah. And, because, like, in the monster song, the first line is, like, now would be the time to turn on your nightlight. Which leads me to believe that he's something that came into the house. Oh, that's it? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just gonna finish my thought, that he might be something that came into the house, after the fact. Oh, it's Mowling. Okay. Also, I like how, like, the track names is set up on week 6, and that is pretty obviously a PS1. But yeah, so, like, let me... Nah. But, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah, anyways, if anyone has any questions or anything they want my thoughts on regarding this game, feel free to, like, let me know. Just ask. I'm not a hard man to find. And other than that, if either week 7 or week 8, I'll probably do this again. See ya.